Hey out there, it's Rick. Unfortunately, the video files for today's Movie Monday review of Furious 7 were corrupted. As of right now, we just have the audio. We apologize sincerely and hope you guys can bear with us through this technical difficulty. Otherwise, enjoy the review. Okay, bye! I'm Rick.
And I'm Joe.
And today we have a review of Furious 7 for you. What is that?
It's the spoiler alert.
Please turn that off.
Nope.
Furious 7 is the latest installment in the Fast and Furious franchise.
It's directed by James Wan, starring Vin Diesel, Paul Walker, Jason Statham, Dwayne Johnson, Michelle Rodriguez, and many others.
So, Joe, what was your overall thought of the movie?
With the new director coming in, James Wan, I think it was a great movie. It definitely had a lot more sentimental value to it, beginning and ending. But I think it was a great film to kind of, end off that franchise. I'm not sure. I'm not even sure if that's the end of it.
It kind of did feel like the end of it. I kind of hope that it is the end of it.
Yeah.
My feeling is exactly, James Wan coming on to take the reins. It definitely felt different. And I feel like that's always going to happen with a new director.
Mm-hmm.
Very sentimental, of course, with, obviously the passing of Paul Walker. It's kind of like a tribute to him, the film felt. So very sentimental. Overall, it's a great, popcorn movie.
Yeah, I feel the same way. It was definitely a popcorn movie, and it felt exactly what you said, like a tribute to Paul Walker. And that's how the acting felt as well, towards the end of the film.
Mm-hmm. What are some of the cons you had with the film?
So with cons, I felt that the sentimental value was just so much in the beginning. I just felt like the beginning was kind of slow for me. This is my opinion. Other than that, I felt a little just like. It just felt, the overall atmosphere felt different. Like if James Wan did something different that the other directors didn't do.
Mm-hmm.
As far as the cons, I think those were the only cons that I had with it.
I don't know, compared to the other ones, and this is putting it in comparison to the other ones, not to any other movie, it's still a great popcorn flick. The thing is, it's just so different from the other ones.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like this movie doesn't have a specific subject. Because you went from the racing and the cops and robbers type deal to the specific heist movie, and now they kind of just seem like mercenaries almost, or like a task force team type deal. And I was like, this doesn't seem like the Fast and Furious that I've known from 6 movies.
Exactly.
Other than that, definitely the pacing was a little off. I feel like some of the acting was forced, and that's probably because the other actors are acting with a imaginary Paul Walker at times.
Yeah.
You could definitely tell the scenes where Paul Walker is not there.
It's definitely hard.
Yeah, it definitely looks like it's tough for them. And I think some of it was just lackluster. Like, the fight scenes were lackluster. James Wan pushed in too much. It was very close when they were fighting, and you can't really see any of the moves. He cuts too much, too quickly, and you couldn't see any of the hits connecting. It just felt rushed, and it didn't feel very, very exciting. It just felt like things were happening.
Mm-hmm. A lot of things were happening. I also felt that that some of the fight scenes were just so lengthy, and it's just
when they didn't need to be.
Yeah, it was just why are they still going at it right now?
I felt that way in the final fight between Deckard Shaw and Toretto.
And Toretto, yeah.
No,
they were definitely going at it, and then it just ended.
And it just ends, yeah.
Jason, did you just die, bro?
He fell in a hole, and it was just. I was very anticlimactic, and it was a very bad one-liner by Vin Diesel.
Definitely.
Vin Diesel definitely still sounds like Groot. He's very at some points you can't really hear what he's saying.
Definitely.
It's so funny. Otherwise, that's pretty much the cons that I had with the film. Going into pros, what kind of pros do you have for us?
For pros, I think that it was good to see the some of the actors' personas were still intact. I know with the passing of Paul Walker, that things may be a little bit different the way they just see certain scenes. But I felt like like characters like Tyrese, they still maintained their role.
Tyrese and Luda still had the nice comedic element.
Yeah,
and that was nice that was still intact because it definitely broke up the awkwardness of Paul Walker's death.
Of Paul Walker's death and whatever was going on in the film, because there were certain times that it was just again, it was lengthy. So I think that James Wan did a great job with maintaining that. And those,
the direction.
Those scenes,
he did well with that kind of direction.
Exactly. Anything else in the film? I believe that some of the scenes were just they were super cool. Like when they jumped out of a plane in their cars. I think some of the context in the film was really cool to see. It was very Fast and Furious-esque.
The set pieces were very Fast and Furious.
Other than that, I feel that, the pros and the cons kind of weighed each other, and it just made it, for me, a decent film to watch.
Mm-hmm. Some of the pros that I liked were exactly the same thing. The comedy was still intact, which was nice. James Wan had a good direction. Some of the camera movements I did like. You get to see his, crazy inverted camera spins and everything from like Insidious and all that. He's a very corny director when it comes to titles because he made like the entire titles like huge.
Yeah.
Just like from Insidious and all that. Yeah. Very in your face type of deal. I was really happy to see Tony Jaa.
Oh yeah.
I was like, this guy is in this movie. That's great.
Tony Jaa.
Yeah, he did a lot of great fight moves, but then again, we couldn't really see them all. So it was a kind of give and take kind of aspect. Although he did double knee Paul Walker through a door down a giant flight of stairs. Yeah, that was awesome. He jumped, double kneed him in the chest,
and then
through the door, and basically used him as a sled down the steps. It was great.
It was awesome. There was definitely a lot of parts that were just as awesome as that. Paul Walker almost dying in the film. It was when he was like on the bus.
Oh, on the bus, yeah.
And Michelle Rodriguez coming to save him. Little things like that made the film keep going. And keep wanting the viewers to watch more.
I definitely wanted to say something about the end because I really loved the end. It was just like they're gonna do something for Paul Walker at the end of the movie, and it's just I don't know. Like I felt very emotional, and it was like this is like a lot of feels because I grew up watching these movies. You grew up watching these movies. It's just a very long running franchise. So seeing one of the main stars, in a role where he's not really there, it's definitely tough to watch. And they did a very good job giving him a tribute. It was almost like Vin Diesel was not Dominic Toretto, and he was speaking as Vin Diesel, which was really, really, beautiful and things like that. They had a great segment.
Yeah, it was almost like all of the actors just came out of their character. Even with when they told Tyrese to just shut up. And Ludacris says just shut up and just watch. It's kind of like they all just jumped out of character and gave that tribute to Paul Walker, which was it was a great aspect in the film, and James Wan hit it there.
Yeah, he did a great thing by doing it that way, and it was just done very beautifully and very respectful.
It's definitely going to be. It won't be the most impactful Fast and Furious, but I think it's going to be the most memorable one. Yeah. Impactful in a different way, in a more sentimental way, and very memorable. for what he did for Paul Walker. I don't know if they're going to make another one or if they're just going to stop it there. It feels just kind of awkward. Having all those new characters too, and then just like.
Yeah, but I think it's a good spot to end it. And I think this is a good spot to end this video as well. If you liked it, give us a nice big fat like and subscribe.
Yes, and give us your feedback. We want to know what you thought about the Furious 7. Comment down below.
Okay, bye!